Hebrews chapter 12, verse 3. Think about Jesus. He patiently endured the angry insults that sinful people were shouting at him. Think about him so that you won't get discouraged and stop trying. I have been preaching from Hebrews. It is a letter. This letter was sent to Jewish people who became Christians. What is the subject in chapter 12? Two subjects. Number one, copying Jesus Christ. Number two, facing attacks from the world and the devil. I will focus on these subjects today. Some Christian people have a mistake. They say, quote, Jesus came into the world. He suffered and died. Why? To save me. Jesus wanted to help me and bring me to heaven. He wanted to bless me and make me happy, unquote. That is their full view, but they are wrong. This chapter shows they are wrong. Chapter 12 teaches what? Jesus saved me for two reasons. Number one, to bless me and make me happy. And number two, to give glory to God. How? By bringing me into the biggest fight in the world. Many Christian people forget reason number two. They focus only on reason number one. They think, quote, Jesus wants me to be happy, that's all. Unquote. They forget that they have a duty also to serve God. Hebrews chapter 12 teaches me how to serve God, how to face the world and the devil and fight. Verse 4, quote, you are struggling against sin, but you have not had to give up your life for the cause. Unquote. I want to focus on two words. Number one, cause. Means what? It means a campaign, a war. Means I do not just fight my own sin. I must join in Jesus' fight. Resist the devil. Support Christian people. I must become involved in Jesus' campaign. Number two, struggling. Means what? Means using a big effort, fighting. I must continue to fight sin and the devil with my full strength. I must fight every day. That's why God saved me, to fight in His campaign against sin. Question: why does God allow the world to continue? People have sinned, right? maybe God should just destroy the world. Answer: God allows the world to continue because he wants to save people's souls. He wants to save people from hell and bring them to heaven. How does God save people? He sent his Son, Jesus Christ. Jesus was born on earth. He grew up. He went to the cross, and he suffered and died there. On the cross, God the Father punished Jesus for his people's sins. Jesus suffered means his people do not have to suffer. They will not go to hell. Now, Christian people must tell everyone about God's plan. God uses our words to change people's lives and help them find Jesus Christ. This is God's campaign. This is the struggle against sin. This campaign is wonderful. This struggle is wonderful. Why? Because God has already won. When Jesus died on the cross, he beat the devil. Now Jesus calls all the people he chose. They are called the elect, means chosen. All the people Jesus calls, he will save. When Jesus has finished saving all the elect, he will come again. He will bring those people to heaven. They will live with Jesus in heaven forever. But Jesus has not come yet. So what should I do? Should I sit and wait and enjoy myself? No. I should become involved in God's campaign. I should tell people the gospel, the message about Jesus' death. I should work with God and try to achieve his aims. The whole of chapter 12 teaches me about God's campaign. I will summarize. Verse 1. The subject is holiness. Verse 1 teaches me to throw out my sin and continue strong in the Christian race. Verses 2 to 3. These verses teach me that the devil will attack me. The devil knows he will lose, but he wants to try to damage Jesus' kingdom. He will not give up. Verses 6 to 10. These verses teach me how God trains his people. They also teach me about God's love and how he treats his people. Verses 12 to 13. These verses teach me how to continue my spiritual energy. Verse 16. This verse teaches me that Jesus' church, his elect people, must be pure, without sin. Why? Because we are serving God in his campaign. Verse 23. The subject is the wonder of Jesus' church, on earth and in heaven. Verses 28 to 29. These verses teach me how I should serve God. The whole of chapter 12 teaches me about God's campaign. Number 1, how I should live. Number 2, how I should serve. Number 3, how I should protect myself. Number 4, how God treats me and trains me. And number 5, what God's family is like. I must challenge myself. What is my attitude? Am I involved in God's campaign? Do I serve God? Or maybe I come to church once on Sunday, that's all. I think, quote, I like church. I like to worship. I like the hymns and fellowship. I like to learn from the Bible. I will come to church and meet my Christian friends, unquote. But I do not serve God. I refuse to join God's campaign. This is the wrong attitude. If I am a true Christian, I must join God's campaign. I must fight sin and the devil. Verse 3, quote, think about Jesus. He patiently endured the angry insults that sinful people were shouting at him, unquote. I should think about Jesus. I should remember what Jesus had done for me. Jesus suffered for me. People hated him and rejected him. They treated him like a fool. He was God, but so many people hated him. Jesus did many miracles. He healed many people and helped many people. But still, so many people hated him and rejected him. Number 1, they rejected his divinity. Means they said, he is not God. Number 2, they rejected his teaching. They ignored what he said. They did not accept his words. Number 3, they rejected his work and his miracles. They saw many miracles, but they did not accept Jesus. Number 4, they used his suffering and death on the cross. Remember, Jesus allowed himself to be arrested and killed. But even when he was hanging on the cross, people laughed at him and said, "You have failed." What did Jesus do? Did he attack them? Did he defend himself? No. He was full of love and mercy. He helped people only. He never hurt people. Maybe people hate me also. What should I do? I should think about Jesus and what he suffered. I should copy Jesus' attitude. I should think, quote, "Yes, I am suffering, but my suffering will not continue for a long time. My problems cannot stop God's campaign," unquote. Maybe God will use my problems to help people. How? God will challenge them. Maybe they will see their own attitude. They will see how they are behaving, and they will understand that they are wrong. Then they will pray to God and ask him to forgive their sins, and he will save them. Verse 3, quote, "Think about him so that you won't get discouraged and stop trying," unquote. Okay. There are two words I want to focus on in this verse. First word, discouraged. Means what? The King James Bible says weary. It means become tired. Maybe I do not think about Jesus. What will happen? I will become tired. My faith will become weak and tired, and I will stop serving God. Before, I felt strongly about God's campaign. I wanted to serve him. But now I feel tired. I do not feel strong emotion. I do not preach the gospel. I give up. How do I get my spiritual strength again? I think about Jesus. I think about what Jesus suffered. I remember he died for me. He wanted to save me and billions of other people also. When I remember this, I will get spiritual energy. I will continue to serve God. Second word, stop trying. Means what? The King James Bible says, faint in your minds. This means my faith will become loose, not bothered. Example. Maybe I think, quote, I do not want to go to the prayer meeting on Monday. We sing hymns, read the Bible, listen to church news, and pray. That is all. there is nothing fun or interesting for me. I will not go. My faith has become loose. I am not interested in spiritual things. I do not want to pray or serve God. I know some people have a good reason they can't come to the prayer meeting. People have family pressures. They have to work or look after their children. Some people are ill. Other people are old and can't come. But some people have no good reason. They have time, they can come to the meeting, but they say, I don't want to come, I am not bothered. Means their faith is loose and weak. This is a foolish attitude. The devil has fooled those people. Maybe they think, quote, I have been a Christian for a long time. I have learned enough. I don't need the Bible study or the prayer meeting. Unquote. Means they are foolish or proud. The devil has beat them. What happens? Some of those people become depressed. They go to the doctor and ask for medicine to help them. They rely on the doctor and medicine. That is the wrong way. They should think about Jesus. They should remember Him. Then they will get spiritual strength and their faith will become strong. Verse 4, quote, you are struggling against sin, but you have not had to give up your life for the cause. How did the Jewish people struggle against sin? Chapter 10, verses 33 to 34. Sometimes people said hateful things to you and mistreated you in public. And sometimes you helped others who were being treated that same way. Yes, you helped them in prison and shared in their suffering. And you were still happy when everything you owned was taken away from you. Many of those Jewish people were thrown out of their jobs because they refused to worship the company's idol. Sometimes their things were taken away. Maybe the judge ordered their things taken away, or people stole their things. They suffered so much, but the person who wrote this letter said, quote, you have not had to give up your life for the cause. Unquote. Sometimes people attack Christians and kill them. The Christians who die are called martyrs. This means they died because they believed in God. The Jewish Christian people had not been martyred. They suffered, yes, but they had not been killed. What about us? We live in the UK. It is still a free country. We can worship God and preach the gospel. Maybe I say, quote, I suffer. People attack me and hate me. Unquote. Really? Maybe I have small suffering. Friends tease me or laugh at me, but my suffering is not big. No one has stolen my things. No one has thrown me out of my job. No one has killed me. It is easy for me to become involved in God's campaign here. It is easy for me to serve God. I am free to preach the gospel and serve in the church. But maybe I do not serve. I am not involved in God's campaign. Why not? Because I am tired? Because I want to go out with my friends or watch TV? If I refuse to serve God in His campaign, I should be ashamed. I should stop myself and look around. I should think about God's campaign. I should think about the spiritual war. Why did God save me? So I can enjoy myself and relax? No. God saved me so He could bring me into the biggest war in the universe. I must fight my own sin every day. I must fight the world and the devil also. I must continue fighting and serving God every day until I die and go to heaven. May the Lord help us all to fight in His campaign. Amen.